So who's next?
Acceptable months.
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
JayZ is setting Diddy up.
R. Kelly said, people don't understand. I know everything about the industry. And it's not just me who is out doing all of this in this industry. We all messing with young girls. That's why when it came to R. Kelly, most people stay silent. Puff had control of other people's careers and lives. Now, he may be losing that, but Puff always had control of other people's careers and lives.
Things are heating up between Diddy, JayZ, and, surprise, R. Kelly. Even though R. Kelly's been pretty quiet since getting locked up, rumors are swirling that he's already about to spill everything. Word on the street is that JayZ might have played a role in getting Kelly behind bars by secretly funding the bombshell Surviving R. Kelly documentary and even whispering to the feds. But how deep does this really go?
He was questioned by the feds before he made the Super Bowl announcement.
Here's where it gets even juicier. Sources are claiming that both Diddy and JayZ could be federal informants. With Diddy now facing a massive court case, are some long-buried secrets about to come to light? Could R. Kelly have some dirt on Diddy that he's been saving for the tight moment to cut a deal? If he talks, who else might go down in flames? Buckle up, because this is about to get wild. It all started with news of Diddy's arrest spread like wildfire. During the investigation, a lot of disturbing things were uncovered, and some sources suggest Diddy might not even be alone in this mess. The investigation is still ongoing, which means more people could be in trouble. And guess who popped up as a suspect? None other than JayZ. Now, JayZ and Diddy have always been tight. They shared a lot over the years, from business deals to being music execs, the top of the industry. But now, as soon as JayZ's name is being thrown into the mix, his old rival R. Kelly could start making headlines from behind bars. Apparently, R. Kelly has some bombshells of his own that he's ready to drop and put JayZ in the spotlight. Recently, R. Kelly's lawyer, Jennifer Bonjean, made an appearance on TMZ Live to break down his latest Supreme Court filing. She's making a strong case, arguing that the Supreme Court might be more favorable to R. Kelly's appeal. She believes this could save him, putting aside the politics of the situation. R. Kelly's appeal essentially claims that his conviction in Illinois could be overturned because they charged him under a law that didn't exist when the alleged crime took place. But here's where it gets even more interesting. R. Kelly is asking the Supreme Court to throw out his convictions, arguing that these alleged crimes happened too long ago and should be dismissed due to what the statute of limitations is. If his appeal goes through, it could shake things up big time. With R. Kelly dropping hints from behind bars and Diddy facing his own legal troubles, the connections between these big names are getting more and more tangled. If JayZ is truly involved, this story might just be the tip of the iceberg. To give you a quick reminder of R. Kelly's case, it all started in 2010 when he was charged with possessing a certain inappropriate and illegal pornography and having inappropriate relations with underage girls from the 90s. And the details are quite troubling. Alaya's story is particularly significant. In 1991, when she was just 12 years old, she met R. Kelly. Even at that young age, her incredible talent was obvious. Then in 1994, she released her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, which R. Kelly even produced and wrote entirely. Now, the album's title alone raises red flags, especially considering R. Kelly's now well-known predatory behavior. The message behind that album wasn't just about music. It seemed to reflect R. Kelly's deeply problematic views. By the time Alaya was 15, rumors about their relationship had already started swirling, and it got darker from there. R. Kelly even arranged for fake IDs so they could marry in secret. There were whispers that Alaya might have been pregnant, but to this day, no one knows for sure. Their marriage was annulled in 1995 once her true age came to light. While Alaya's story gained widespread attention, many other young girls also came forward with similar accusations against R. Kelly. They described situations where he would isolate them from friends and family, demanding obedience and even dictating what they could wear or eat. Things got even more disturbing when the documentary Surviving R. Kelly came out. It featured heartbreaking stories from several women who accused him of mistreatment and misconduct. The documentary shined a spotlight on R. Kelly's actions, sparking massive public outrage and bringing his dark past back into the spotlight. And if at all this sounds familiar, that's because Diddy is facing the same serious allegations right now, and the situation is even worse than R. Kelly's. In a shocking 14-page indictment, Diddy is hit with multiple accusations, including racketeering conspiracy, and even more awful things, among other serious charges. Recently, he faced a $100 million default judgment on September 9 related to an alleged intimate mistreatment that took place during a 1997 party involving Derek Lee Cardello Smith. This hefty judgment adds fuel to the fire and highlights the gravity of the accusations against him. Much like R. Kelly, Diddy has been inundated with lawsuits on various platforms and various victims prior to his arrest. These legal battles paint a troubling picture, suggesting a pattern of behavior that is deeply concerning. The unfolding investigation promises to reveal even more shocking details, and it's clear there's still a lot we don't know. Now, just like the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together, it's not just Diddy and R. Kelly facing serious charges. Over the years, JayZ has also been surrounded by troubling rumors, and some believe the allegations against him could be even worse than those facing the other two. And here's where it gets juicy. There's a real possibility that R. Kelly might decide to snitch on JayZ. After all, when R. Kelly was convicted, JayZ was rumored to have turned against him and even funded the surviving R. Kelly documentary to keep his own name out the spotlight. This raises a lot of questions about the relationship and alliances within the music industry. So what are these rumors about JayZ? They tie back to some questionable connections with underage girls in the music industry. Names like Foxy Brown, Aliyah, and Tiara Mari have resurfaced, leading to discussions about how deep these relationships went. Foxy Brown was particularly vocal about her experiences, claiming that JayZ manipulated her career and ultimately contributed to its decline out of jealousy over Beyoncé's rising fame. In a shocking revelation, Foxy alleged that JayZ gave her an intimate disease when she was just 15 years old, casting a long shadow over his character.
JayZ was putting that harsh when she was 15, 16. She said the man got a hold. That's what that little girl said. She said JayZ got.
Then there's a big question about JayZ's relationship with Beyoncé. Some folks say they first crossed paths when she was just 16 and he was already in his 30s. Beyoncé has insisted that they didn't start dating until she turned 18, but things get a little tricky here. In a 2007 chat with Charlie Rose, JayZ himself said he met Beyoncé 10 years earlier. If you do the math, the timeline definitely raises some eyebrows, especially since Beyoncé had already been making music for a while by then. It makes you wonder how long their connection really was and if it all started when they did it. The whole situation feels a lot like what went down with R. Kelly, especially when it comes to his relationship with Aliyah. The similarities are hard to ignore, sparking conversations about the nature of these connections in the music world. Even Jaguar Wright weighed on the issues, suggesting that Beyoncé might have experienced a level of control and manipulation in a relationship with JayZ similar to what Cassie faced with Diddy. Wright claims that Beyoncé, like Cassie, was pressured into using illegal substances, which kept JayZ in a position of power over their relationship.
And the more he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in the character.
No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce.
Jaguar wasn't alone in making these claims. Even their former bodyguard, Uncle Roy, has spoken out about similar concerns. He's been quite vocal about what he witnessed during his time with JayZ and Beyoncé. Interestingly, every time he posted videos sharing his insights, they seemed to vanish almost immediately. Since then, it almost feels like he's fallen off the radar completely, and no one's heard from him since he raised these issues.
Beyoncé and JayZ will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets.
But the allegations don't stop there. While Diddy's trying everything he can to clear his name, JayZ seems to be doing even more to keep his own name under wraps. We can't ignore the whispers about his possible involvement in the deaths of some major figures in the industry, right? And think about it. There are claims that he had a role in the deaths of Tupac, Aliyah, Biggie, Big L, and more names that have yet to surface. Yet despite these being high-profile cases, we struggle to find evidence linking him to any of these incidents. Why is that? A big part of the reason could be JayZ's long-standing connections and influence in the music world. For those who might not know, JayZ had a deep love for Aliyah long before he started dating Beyoncé. He seemed willing to do anything for her, even if it meant putting her in risky situations to keep her from being owned by anyone else. But let's be real, it wasn't just love. After all, the trouble R. Kelly caused Aliyah, JayZ reportedly kept pursuing her. He tried to win her over while she was dating his friend Dame Dash, sending her flowers and taking her out. However, Aliyah made it clear she wasn't interested, which hit JayZ hard. This rejection allegedly drove him to sabotage Dame's career despite. In an interview, Dame Dash revealed,
I took JayZ and shopped him to every single label, and they all said no. I wouldn't have been so generous with Jay. It was more friendship for me and money for him. But he did things that I thought he would never do.
But that's not all. Dame Dash also revealed that JayZ was connected to Aliyah during her demise. Tragically, Aliyah passed away at just 22. In 2001, when her plane crashed while leaving the Bahamas, At the time, she was in the middle of shooting the music video for Rock the Boat. The crash, which claimed the lives of Aliyah and 8 other passengers, was blamed on the aircraft being overloaded. Interestingly, Aliyah was not originally supposed to be on that plane, yet she ended up boarding it. There are reports suggesting that JayZ might have had a hand in this, possibly even putting her to sleep to ensure she would get on that flight. And since her untimely Aliyah's music has continued to touch hearts and gather support from fans around the world. She achieved so much in her short career, including 3 American Music Awards, 2 MTV Music Video Awards, and 5 Grammy nominations. But the drama takes another shocking turn when the mysterious death of JayZ's alleged side chick, Kathy White, in 2011 took place. Journalist Liz Corkin, who was set to interview Kathy at the time, raised serious questions about how she died. Corkin suggested that JayZ might need to be investigated, hinting that Kathy's could have been anything but natural. Kathy, who reportedly had a relationship with JayZ in 2010, became a name in his PR team, desperately trying to keep out the spotlight. Allegedly, there are whispers that JayZ might have had Kathy White taken out, with some comparing the situation to the conspiracy theories surrounding Eazy-E. Liz Corkin reports that Kathy initially denied any connection to JayZ, but after seeing photos of herself partying with him and Diddy at Town nightclub in Las Vegas, she became increasingly paranoid. She even hinted that she might go public with her story, especially as Beyoncé's fanbase, the Bayhive, was starting to close in on her. Tragically, Kathy never got a chance to share her side of the story. Just days after Liz tried to finalize their interview, Kathy was found dead under mysterious circumstances. Liz has since expressed doubt about the official cause of a brain aneurysm, which she suspects may have been a cover-up. According to Liz, multiple credible sources indicated that Kathy intended to expose her alleged affair with JayZ, which could explain Solange's notorious elevator attack on JayZ. Adding to the intrigue, shortly after Kathy's Beyoncé announced her pregnancy with Blue Ivy during the 2011 BMAs. Liz believes the timing was strategic, aimed at avoiding a PR nightmare had Kathy's story emerged. Adding to even more drama to the situation, Jason Lee, a close friend of Kathy White, made some cryptic comments hinting that he had damaging information about Beyoncé. This has led Liz to speculate that Kathy's death and Jason's might be connected, especially since Jason was the first to expose the alleged affair between Kathy and JayZ. Kathy's close friend Claudia Jordan also expressed her belief that Kathy was murdered, suggesting an A-list rapper might be involved. With these serious accusations swirling around, Liz feels strongly that JayZ should face the same scrutiny as Diddy is currently under. And if you think things couldn't get any worse, well, get ready, because we're just scratching the surface of JayZ's controversial past. As we delve deeper into his story, the revelations keep piling up and they're not pretty. Because let's talk about some of JayZ's legal troubles that didn't get much attention. Back in 1999, he was arrested for stabbing a young record executive named Lance Riviera. Why? JayZ thought Rivera was distributing bootleg copies of his upcoming album, Volume 3, The Life and Times of S. Carter, which hadn't even hit the shelves yet. After the incident, JayZ turned himself into the police with his lawyer by his side. Witnesses reported that JayZ approached Rivera dramatically saying, "Lance, you broke my heart," before pulling out a knife and stabbing him. JayZ ended up pleading guilty and received a sentence of 3 years of probation. But it's shocking that this story isn't more widely known. And if that's not enough, there's more. In 2003, 2 companies filed separate lawsuits against JayZ's nightclub for a total of $46,000 in unpaid bills. They claimed they received bounce checks from his company, 21 Inc., one of the company's Ronald Mark associates, who was supposed to be paid $18,000 for making 30 custom tables, but only got a $5,000 down payment. A spokesperson for the nightclub tried to downplay the situation, saying they bounce checks were blown out of proportion. They claimed one lawsuit was settled for $8,114.59, while they were countersuing the other company for not delivering the tables on time. But let's not forget JayZ's past before fame. He grew up in a tough environment and turned to dealing illegal substances as a way to survive. In a candid interview with Vanity Fair, he reflected on those days, describing how there were certain illegal substances and they were everywhere in his neighborhood. He said, "There wasn't any place you could go for isolation or a break. You look out in the puddles or the curbs, there were vials of illegal substances littered." From the very beginning, JayZ's life has been filled with warning signs. Things took a darker turn when he was just 12 years old. He admitted to pew-pewing his brother Eric after Eric stole one of his rings. When asked how he got the weapon, JayZ explained how easy it was to find one. "They're everywhere. You don't have to go far to get one, just everywhere." After the shooting, JayZ thought he was going to jail. However, his brother chose not to press charges, even apologizing to JayZ because he was struggling with addiction at the time. Reflecting on that moment, JayZ said, "It was terrible. I was a boy, a child. I was terrified." And as JayZ climbed to fame and became a big mogul, his relationship with fans took a troubling turn. In a controversial incident from 1999, footage surfaced from a concert showing JayZ allegedly punching a young female fan. In the clip, he seemed to slap and push her as he walks down the corridor with his crew. A spokeswoman for JayZ tried to clarify the situation, claiming the footage was taken out of context. She stated, "The person in that video is someone who he has worked with for years and they are very close. For it to be exerted like that is an insult. But let's be real. Calling someone very close after such a physical altercation feels more like sarcasm than sincerity." Now, going back to R. Kelly and the rumors swirling that he might snitch on JayZ and Diddy so they can get cozy in prison together. Recently, Nadia Shahata, who played a pivotal role in securing R. Kelly's hefty 31-year sentence, appeared on News Nation to discuss the legal drama. She revealed that Diddy's legal team is heavily relying on NDAs signed by his alleged victims. From her experience, people who signed NDAs are usually hesitant to speak to authorities, complicating the investigation. However, it seems like the investigation is gaining traction. Authorities recently conducted searches at 2 homes connected to Diddy, suggesting that things are getting serious. Meanwhile, fans are scratching their heads at the sight of R. Kelly, who's already knee-deep in his own mess. One fan remarked, "This is what R. Kelly meant when he said y'all are killing me. He wasn't the only monster in the industry. They ran together in the same circles. Now we have surviving Diddy." As this whirlwind of drama unfolds, it's clear that the stakes are higher than ever before for both R. Kelly and Diddy. With investigations ramping up and allegations flying, we're left wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Will R. Kelly spill the beans on JayZ, or will Diddy manage to navigate the troubled, stormy waters? One thing's for sure, this saga isn't over yet, and we're about to bring you all the latest updates. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the conversation in the comments below.